that is not the end of Runaway's journey. After finally winning a major in their region and defeating Team South Korea in an exhibition match, the time is ripe for Runaway to enter the Overwatch League.
As it turns out, the time was right for Runaway as they made the journey all the way to the Grand Finals in their first season, ultimately finding their place in the Overwatch League as the Vancouver Titans. Seominsu, Slime, Twilight, Bumper, Hureg, Stitch, Janu, Haxel, Yang, and Repel. 9 players and a coach comprised the Titans, formerly known as the beloved Korean contenders team Runaway. However, their ascension to the big time was not without its casualties, as it left a hole in the old organization. Flowervin, who isn't entirely unfamiliar with starting from scratch, was left to find an entire roster from top to bottom to fill that hole. This most recent season of contenders proved that efforts were not in vain. As impressive as it was when Runaway rebuilt their team after losing 3 players, it is even more impressive when they said goodbye to every single player and still grew to become the team that they are today. This is the story of how Flowervin took Runaway to the top, reset, and did it all again in 1 year. October 2018, a very important time in the history of Runaway. This is officially when the 2 rosters separated for good. October 16th is the date when the Vancouver Titans players completed their Season 2 contract with Runaway, and subsequently were announced to be joining the Overwatch League as a team. The only player left on Runaway at this time was QOQ, who joined Runaway as a substitute tank player less than a week earlier. On the day that the rest of the old Runaway players' contracts expired, they announced 2 other new additions. Mag was to join as a tank player and Lee Jae-gon on support. 2 days later, Hisu, also known as Himgosu, was announced on DPS. And less than 2 weeks after that, the transition would be complete. Runaway announced Shui on DPS and Gangnam Jin on support to close out their final roster for Contenders Season 3. Interestingly, these players were all scouted from various sources. Even their coach, Noru, joined in November from an open division team. They trialed the best players and staff that they could find, and really focused on finding a cohesive group without limiting their search to the most easily available options. In November of the same year, they would get a clear picture of what this new roster could do. Runaway proceeded to go 5-0 in the regular season and 3-0 in the playoffs, never once losing more than 1 map in a series, including the best of 7 they played in the finals against Element Mystic. After their big win in Contenders Season 3 Korea, Runaway wasn't quite done yet. A week later, they were set to play in the NetEase Esports X Tournament 2018 Winter. They had won the previous NetEase Summer Tournament, so their reputation was on the line. The players also had the added pressure of knowing that the last Runaway roster was able to succeed in the same environment. The world would be judging them for their performance in this tournament. However, the pressure did not get to them. Runaway was able to secure the win, giving their older fans hope for the same potential as their last roster. In fact, at this point, the similarities between the 2 rosters was staggering. Old Runaway practiced and perfected their GOATS composition, all 6 players acting as one entity to dominate the competition, and the new Runaway looking just as cohesive during their play. Long was the off-season for fans of Runaway, as practically 3 months of waiting was required in between the NetEase tournament and the beginning of Contenders 2019 Season 1 Korea. However, it was certainly worth the wait. A 4-0 win over Geekstar started the season off with some momentum, which continued until the last game of the regular season when Element Mystic beat them 3-2. But this did not matter, they were unstoppable. They ended with the #1 seed with 6 wins and 1 loss. The playoffs proved to be a challenge. Runaway came down to the finals with a bye along with Gen.G, but got eliminated in the first round. 0-3 to 0-2 Blast is not the scoreline that anyone would have expected, but it was the scoreline that they got. It was clear that more than ever in this meta, flexibility was important. Runaway needed their players to become experts on more than one hero. Placing 4th in a season that they were expected to win, roster changes were inevitable. Most teams might not be so quick to make changes, but a team with Runaway's history of excellence, they were not going to let a failure like that go without any changes. The area of focus from management was DPS. Assassin and Yaki would join alongside Hisu to try and make the DPS lineup more versatile and consistent. Almost immediately after Assassin joined the team, it was clear that they had made the right call. Another NetEase Esports X tournament was about to go underway in spring. Back with a vengeance, Runaway took first place in the tournament again, this time in a 4-0 result against Gen.G. The additions proved to help Runaway conquer their old weakness of switching between compositions. The new team was very flexible. The stage was now set for Runaway to prove their worth one final time. They had gone through adversity and emerged stronger than ever. Starting from scratch, working their way up, and making smart changes to the roster had created a group of players who could take down any other team in the scene. Runaway as an organization would be happy with any or all of their players going to an Overwatch League team, so the better they could perform, the greater the chances they would have of joining the old Runaway in the big leagues. Runaway was 4-3 in the regular season, which put them only 1 win higher than Fusion University, the former North American Contenders team. For this reason, they faced each other in the quarterfinals where Runaway confidently beat them 3-0. Now the semifinals was a frightening time for Runaway fans. They were up against O2 Blast, who were the #1 seed in the regular season, as well as the same team that eliminated Runaway in Contenders 2019 Season 1 semifinals. After a close series though, Runaway pulled a 3-2 victory against their old enemies. It was now time for the finals. They would join the likes of Element Mystic. Despite it being pretty close, Runaway emerged victorious at the end of a lengthy 4-2. Proving that they can beat the teams that used to give them trouble, the teams that you might expect them to give them trouble, and teams that you may not have ever expected them to face. What was previously a team devoted to playing 3-3 was now the ones pulling out Sombra Tracer dive comps and even brought out Roadhog in the grand finals. Even though we are probably not going to see another Vancouver Titans situation where all of the players and coaches are picked up for the Overwatch League, the players and staff of Runaway have proven that they deserve the world stage. And with another offseason underway, the question begs to be asked. Is the time right for even more of Runaway to join the Overwatch League?